I absolutely guarantee it. By the way, there's people trying to come against my channel right now. They're going to get to see who the boss is. So, I saw a Wolfman mask and I thought about buying it because my name in skydiving, they used to call me Wolfman. That was my nickname. Because, you know, I'd turn from one thing to another, just depending on how much partying I've done, I guess.
The night before.
You can go downstairs, the third door on the left, you go down 66 steps, and then to the right-hand side, it's door number 1378. So punch that in dramatically, all right?
Okay, Cat, can you get on? Can you get those numbers that he just said right now?
Right.
Yeah. Put them on
right. Yeah. So
let me just go back to the ruler of the one that's going, the ultimate judge in the end in this Who Wants to Be America's Next Top Messiah. So when you get one of his employees, when you get the attention of him, guess what the boss has to do? He has to get up and start sticking up for Jonathan. Because Steve's not, he is not dumb. He does not believe that God talks to Kleck the way he's saying he does. It's all a script. But you got this guy here, and this guy is the Vicar of Lucifer, right here in America, the top Luciferian Satanist, right in the United States, according to the website here. It's Stephen DeShawn. Stephen James DeShawn. The person that I've been telling you has the world script in his hand, and he gives his employees some hints to drop. Like Kleck talking about the Home Depots and getting the material from a place called New Philadelphia and his Church of Philadelphia, and he's getting his crown at the temple, the Masonic temple right there in Philadelphia that I did the video about. So this guy here is the one who's in charge of surveilling everybody on social media and in real life to see if they're telling the truth or not. So he knows, he's not deceived one bit. He knows who we all are, but he's still playing a WWE character role. Now I'm going to show you that the confirmation of me knowing that Home Depots are coming up. And there are 4 events at a time, 6 days apart when it starts. The Home Depot shootings, well, that was yesterday, so it didn't happen yet. Target stores. Kleck is really hard to watch. I just try to help everybody. It's like the fake news when I started out this channel, mocking them because they made me so sick that I couldn't watch the news anymore either. So with me mocking the news and bringing the real truth to it, I was able to give people what the news in the world is without having to feel the feeling of being sick to your stomach watching it. So that's what I started. And so let's go to Steve, SJD, Stephen James DeShawn, the one that's going to confirm these Home Depot shootings. He's bringing attention to it, and he's going to say it's because of witchcraft.
Robin wants to talk about the Home Depot shooting. Well, he's the progenitor of the cause. When he speaks, witchcraft comes out of his mouth, and he procures these things to happen. Okay, that's what's going on there. Okay, but he procures these things to happen. Procures these things to happen.
Yes!
Okay, that's what's going on there.
I was the lion, he was the lamb.
You were the liar. and Justin is your flunky. Okay? That's the truth. You were the liar. You were the liar, Robin. 3996. 3996. I've warned you and warned you and warned you time and time again. And I told you that I am the Word in the flesh right now. I see things that the normal person just cannot see.
He's talking about me.
And I see the devil's mockery.
I can see what
like
you're
does.
doing there, Stevie.
Okay? And you will mourn, Robin Henry Tees. You will mourn. I told you, you reserve. Unless you come to repentance and understand who I am, you're going to have a problem. Because you're going to bewail. And you're going to mourn. Right? You have a chance while the door is still open.
Oh, thank God.
The door is still open.
That's so awesome.
To understand that I'm with you right now. And John Clark doesn't understand it, but he is saved. He'll realize it. If he doesn't see me now, he'll realize it afterwards.
You heard that, right?
He'll realize it afterwards, and he'll feel ashamed because I tried to tell him years ago, and he told me never to call him again, or he would call the police on me and report me. Okay, so I never called and bothered Jonathan Clark again. Okay, just so you know. But Jonathan Clark, to me, is also...
Hey, Steve, you never called me and bothered me either after I blocked you from continually calling me all the time and stalking me.
blind in a certain area. He is. So, Robin, see here?
Yes.
You're going to be the cause. If it occurs, you are the procuring cause of the Home Depot homicide.
Did you hear that? I'm going to be the cause because you know why? The FBI is watching me. They're watching me because when it happens, these Home Depot homicides, okay? Old Steve over there, he can't change the script. This is something you can't change the script. So when it happens, he's going to tell you that it's witchcraft. The FBI, the CIA, the NSA, anybody that's watching me, they know exactly where I get my information from. I get it on my own. That's it.
If it occurs, you are the procuring cause of the Home Depot homicide because they're paying attention to you. And 278 is what you need to do.
Obviously, they're paying attention.
And you need to stop messing with Jonathan Kleck.
You hear that?
And Jonathan Kleck needs to understand who I am. And Jonathan Kleck needs to understand who I am. 278 is what you need to do. 278, and you need to stop messing with Jonathan Kleck.
See? He's sticking up for his boy, man. Ain't that crazy? Steve is sticking up for Jonathan Kleck. And Steve and James and Sean, he's the vicar of Lucifer, man. That's who he is. He was crowned the vicar of Lucifer. What, Friday, December 28, 2018? So let's see. If he gets 42 months to continue from being the vicar of Lucifer that started December 28, 2018. 42 months. Oh, that's pretty interesting. It would be June 28th, 2022. So that would be my 46th birthday. But didn't you say nothing's gonna happen till 2021 or 2024? You gotta make up your mind, Steve. Oh, look, he's gonna start naming the 144,000. Watch.
Let's see what nice that bed you're laying in there. Okay.
It's not really coming in clear, but you got Shane, Ellis, Sandy, Lionel, Sandy,
all right,
Bernice,
let's see,
Hellis, Harlem, Dario, Lifted, Galvadoria, Ram Bam Bam O'Neill's up there. Fargo. Bernie Bella, you're saved. Angel Man, you're saved. Adored Ella, Reverend Ropak. Oh, Kendra. Kendra, you're saved. Eden's Heathcliff. Shanda saved. Labano. The Chief. This is why he's showing you the 144.
Let's see what we got now.
Because he's saying that I'm laying in a bed. It's not even. It's not pronounced nice anyway, but it's a nickname. But he's showing you all the 144,000. I didn't see my name there anywhere. I didn't.
Not here.
Beast rising up
Right.
from Babylon.
So at the headboard of the bed that you're laying in, it tells you that you are a beast.
That's right.
At the top of your headboard.
That's a bad thing? I don't know.
You know, when you understand and see, like I do, I just got to sit back and wait.
That's right.
I just got to sit back and wait, and eventually people will start to get it. That's a nice bed you made, Robin Henry Tees.
Thank you.
Now you can lay in it, thief.
Well, it's not a lay in it. It's just an extra bed.
Do you get it? Do you get it, Robin?
Yes, sir.
Do you get it yet?
Yeah, I do. I'm
I
sorry.
am the word.
Right.
Okay?
I know.
I am least among Judah.
I got
They're
you.
trying to steal my crown. And they're doing a really good job using beasts like you. Okay? But it isn't going to happen because the writing is already on the wall. When you can control things like I can, and you can see like I can, well, then you start to figure it out. Right? Take care, brother. Take care.
Remember
Wait
that?
and mourn.
Remember all those? Remember the patterns that were happening there? Well, we're coming up with the next pattern. And it started with the churches back in this day from east to west. The last one that winded up happening, but they were 6 days apart. The church, Notre Dame burning, ISIS bomb, remember? Said that it would be ISIS would claim responsibility for that one. April 27th was from east to west. This was April 27th, the shooting over at the church in Poway. 6 days before that was the bombing. We're here. And remember John? Remember John came to help Steve? John was helping Steve 5 days before the shooting. You know, and then the shooter winded up being John, who was Professor Plum, by the way. Ron has always been Peter, Colonel Mustard. It was a hate crime. His name was John Ernest, the shooter. John was helping SJD. Been telling you, this guy has the world script in his hand. He is the top Luciferian here in the United States. But he does have a role to continue to play. And it is what it is. Nobody's really going to truly believe it until the time comes. Lone Wolf Man. Location and clues. San Diego, from east to west. And then that was the end of this pattern. This chart, that's it. It stopped with the churches. So now it's starting up with the shootings in, you know, the Walmarts. But it started 5 days after Steve made his Red Hot Chili Peppers video with the 4 peppers. This is where it began, with 2 days before the shooting at the festival over there in California, the food festival. And then Steve winds up cooking 4 peppers with ketchup on top. And then there was 4 events in a row, because it was the next shooting was in Mississippi, Walmart, which dominated the news. I'm only talking about world dominating events beforehand. Mississippi, that was the second one, because it's 4 events, 6 days in between on the next. It's 4 events and possibly it's 6 days in between, if that's what the 6 means, but definitely represented 4 and 6. And right after the festival happened, then Olive Garden came out with 4 toppings and 6 desserts. And then there was the next shooting. There's the Vicar of Lucifer. There's the next shooting. El Paso, Texas, Walmart. So that was the 3rd event. And then Dayton, Ohio, mass shooting. Pepper's Bar. It was Pepper's Bar. The 4th shooting was Pepper's Bar. So this ended the 4th, and it all began with Steve's video 2 days before the shooting. So 6 more, 4. So this video was made on the 29th, and his video was made on the 26th. That's a little blurry, but the comment on here was this about what's going to happen. Stuffed peppers for dinner. No dishes today, 26, and not tomorrow, 27. 6 more, 4, plus the first 4. 7 times 4 is 28. 28th Sunday, July. So what's going to happen? Huh? What's going to happen on Sunday, July 28th that got you up to make this video with these 4 stuffed peppers that have ketchup on them?
We did talk to several witnesses to this shooting, and in a word, what they described was chaos. They said
on July 28th, this was the first one.
They immediately recognized that it was gunshots and gunfire.
Who's Brad Pitt's shoe? Really?
Just letting you know here that the Campus Saints foretold that shooting. The first one. And then the second one, Mississippi. Second major news dominating event. So that was 2 days later. Mississippi shooting at Walmart. And then the next Walmart.
Because what they're telling us.
So on August 3rd. On August 3rd. Was it July 30th? So 4 days later. I'm letting you know that the Home Depots are coming up next. Then, I believe that's the same day. We're here. Yeah. It's the El Paso Walmart shooting. So that came that day, or that night. So what was it?
An active shooter. El Paso police.
Yeah, so it happened the night before.
That's updated now with the Sjd Confirms report.
It's such a shame.
15 people are confirmed to be dead from this shooting that began around 10 o'clock in the morning at the Walmart in Ciudad Vista Mall.
Home Depots are next. Okay, so 10 o'clock in the morning. Which means it did happen. Alright, so it happened that day, August 3rd. So it started July 28th, 29th, and 30th, and the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So that's 5 days so far, 3 events. 5 days, 3 events. Steve cooked 4 stuffed peppers and 6 batches he was talking about. Referred to the 4 and the 6. And then the next day, which is the 6th day, yep, August 4th. Alright, so there you go. The pattern is... This is unbelievable. The pattern is 4 days, 4 events, and 6 days. 4 events within the 6 days. That's the pattern. And when this shooting took place, and it was Peppers bar, and Steve was cooking stuffed peppers. You know, the circumstantial evidence is it's overbearing, and he's always been talking about Peter coming in. He's picking the pipe, and then all of a sudden the Ned Peppers bar is the last shooting of the patterns of 4 that happened with. This was a bar, and the 2 of them were Walmarts, and then and the first one was a food festival. So he started with the food festival. Steve made his video about the 4 stuffed peppers with ketchup on top, which represented the last one was it was 4, or in it, the one shooting was 4 dead, and then 6 were in the hospital. 7 was there, but then 6 was there. So he started with the food festival. You know, the king of media, the vicar of Lucifer, the one that has the world script in his hand, the one that can't ever stop making videos about me because it's impossible. And I'm not going to stop making videos about his false prophets either, because it's impossible until I get shut down for a temporary a period of time, and then the real liars actually do get shut down, like Kleck and them. So he started with the food festival. He showed you his subliminal messages through his cooking. He wants somebody to interpret it. I interpreted it. Here it is. This is the pattern. And then the next pattern is going to be like the Home Depots, and I believe it's more about bombings. And yeah, I never had a trial from the get-go, but I love how things just pop up. So he started with letting you know what's going to happen at a food festival, and then it was going to end. The 4th event was going to end at Ned Pepper's bar, and that would be the 4th event after 6 days. So there's your 4 and 6 connection, along with right after July 30th. I think it was July 31st came around. That's when Olive Garden put out the. Well, let me check it. I think it was 4. It's either 4 desserts and 6 toppings, or 6 toppings, vice versa. All right, 4 sauces, 6 toppings. Steve had 4 stuffed peppers, and he was going to make 6 batches each one, and that was the first batch, which means I believe there would be 6 more coming, because he only made the 4, but he said he was going to make 4 and then 6 more batches. But that was 7 times 4 altogether, which was 28. That's why I asked him what is going to happen on July 28th, Steve. So this was a week ago. So here you go. July 29th is when they came out with the 4 and 6, which is the day after the shooting.
Delicious new way to create your own lasagna at Olive Garden. New Lasagna Mia starting at $12.99. Choose from 4 sauces and 6 toppings for over 20 combinations.
And then notice that before that, the last time he put something out was a month ago. Now I didn't check those videos to see if there's any numbers in there, but that was it. They popped up the very next day, and then and they haven't put anything up since.
Something that I've always wanted to do.
So even his title,
So
Stuffed Peppers.
hopefully we'll have it licked. But there it is, right there.
What are you talking about?
There it is. And I've got dishes to do too, so I guess I won't be doing those today or
So that was his video. It's 26th of July.
we'll have it licked. But there it is, right there.
You know what
What are you talking about?
There it is. And I've got dishes to do too, so I guess I won't.
So there it is. July 26th, 2 days before, Stuffed Peppers, and the last shooting was Ned Peppers. But Steve has no idea what's going to happen on. Not at all. He does not have the world script in his hand whatsoever.
Doing those today or tomorrow, so
Alright, so we'll be doing those today or tomorrow, which is, by the way, it's 26th, and then which is 27th, 28th, and that's why I knew that he was the major news dominating event was going to take place July 28th. Didn't know exactly what it is, but you know that's what happens when you just study the world. I'm a student of studying the world script. That's how I know. In the 27th, which is referring to, well, at least from the 28th on, he'll be able to do his dishes.
But I'm gonna throw those in and have those for dinner, and I'm gonna make what, six more. But this is the first 4 batch to go in. I'm gonna make what, six more. But this is the first 4 batch to go in. I'm gonna make what, six more. But this is the first 4 batch to go in. Going at 450 degrees. And they're gonna go in at 450 degrees. But
now also you can look at it as 6 more, which would be from that point on July 28th, when the first batch actually happened, and just add the 6 more, 6 weeks. And it does take you to September 8th, 2019, 3 days before September 11th. The timeline where I'm saying that I believe is where you would see, if there's 40 days from that point on, from 9/11, well then September 8th would be the time where somebody supposedly pretendly dies who would be the Messiah. Like something happens to Steve Underground, or something happens to Kleck, or something happens to Trump, or just something happens to somebody, and then they get to rise up for 40 days on September 11th, which would fulfill the second pet goat too, and then that would land all the way on October 21st, 2019, which is exactly 8 years since we were warned about that little warning about the world coming to a change. So it ended with Ned Peppers, the 4th event of the shooting that took place within 6 days. 4 shootings, 6 days in between, from July 28th to August 4th. Well, technically 6 full days, if you want to look at it, if you want to get technical about it.
District when the shooting began on Monday.
Okay, so Ned Peppers was the last shooting. Ned Peppers. And it also happened in Dayton, Ohio. And Ohio is where Jonathan Kleck and Michael, they got the lumber, or they passed through Ohio. Once they passed through it on what, July 4th, I think it was? July 4th, and then August 3rd, or was it August 4th? Was this the same day? No, this is a couple days after it happened. But it was 30 days later than this happened here in Ohio. And then Kleck's also talking about Philadelphia. So what's going to happen over here in Philadelphia? Huh, Steve?
Robin wants to talk about the Home Depot shooting. Well, he's the progenitor of the cause. When he speaks, witchcraft comes out of his mouth, and he procures these things to happen. Okay, that's what's going on there.
There is the new, where's Yoder lumber?
And so I
July
ordered
4th.
the wood. I ordered the 2 slabs, and they were split down the middle. Each one was completely destroyed.
Land split.
And so
destroyed.
Those 2 because they were.
But where's Yoder lumber?
And then once I bought them, once that occurred, the Lord told me to look up the name Yoder and look at the city it comes from. And I went, okay. Now I'm sorry going, maybe I'm over here.
Okay, wait, can I get everybody ready?
Brace yourself. So the city where the lumberyard is New Philadelphia.
Does that ring a bell like what's on that container out there? Revelation 3:10, the letter to the Church of the Angel of Philadelphia, the New Jerusalem. I told everybody that's what that container represents.
Wow, that's where I'm from? That's crazy.
The bride of Christ. Revelation 21 says that.
So Steve, you're saying that I'm actually from around near the New Jerusalem, like the city of Philadelphia? Or are you supposed to take that literal, or is there like a spiritual meaning to it?
I said, well, Revelation 3 says, and I will write upon you the name of the city of my God, which is the New Jerusalem, which comes down out of heaven. And then in Revelation 21, you find out, John says, and I saw the New Jerusalem coming down out of heaven, adorned as a bride. Okay, so these are all these coincidences going on with all this stuff. So now the tree of heaven table came from Yoder, which is in New Philadelphia, which means brotherly love. And it's Yoder, and it's 5:14 and 5:16.
So 2 different slabs, and I got the 2 different slabs. And but it was all the way up in Ohio. And so the next morning I started looking around all around here, even in Utah, places I could drive to.
What was the color? The Lord said you'll know it by its name, and it was the first one that I had, and it was Rapture Red. So he reached in and he picked out, all the paint samples at Home Depot. He reached out and he pulls one out, and the first one he pulls out says Rapture Red. That's what's on that thing. So, do we know something's going to happen? No. We have kind of a hinty idea. Kind of. Do we know something's going to happen? No. We have kind of a hinty idea. Kind of.
John, that he was wrong, because I know he has it in him, just like I had it in me. The funny thing about Jonathan Clark is, about 7-8 years ago, I told John that he was wrong about his dates, and that he was way ahead of time. And I called him on his radio show. Called him on his radio show, and he had a radio show. It's called "This Is It 4, 3, 2, 1." And I knew back then that he was wrong and he was off. He's not bringing up Prince Harry. That's one thing that I can see about Jonathan Clark. He's not. See, if they can't see me, then they truly don't know the utter truth. They don't know the utter truth. If they can see about Jonathan Clark, he's not. See, if they can't see me, then they truly don't know the utter truth. They don't know the utter truth if they can't see me. That's how I know. That's why none doeth good. Only those that can see me will begin to do good when you finally understand what I'm talking about. And I already know who Jonathan Clark is. I've already decoded him. I already decoded Jonathan Clark. Jonathan Clark is not the Messiah. He's not the Messiah, but he is one of my kings. He is. He's a priest. He's actually a priest.